There we go. Hello, 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 Nanette.
Janine, so
Good
happy
to
to
see you. And hello to everybody that's tuning in for this. Um, today's topic, and I hope you've been following us along. We're kind of hopefully moving you through a little bit of a guide on getting started. And we've talked about fear and not wanting to kind of reach out and go, I kind of need some help, and getting over through that. So, you know, today we're going to kind of focus a little bit on the divorce thing, because I think that comes a big question in that. Like, okay, so I'm maybe going through a divorce, I may not be. I don't know what comes next. And when we don't know what comes next, that's when fear sets in, because we imagine all sorts of things that could happen and not happen. And so I really want to jump in right away. Nanette is a master. She is your divorce coach. She's going to transition you through that. She's going to make sure that you are not alone. And so I really want to focus on that today. So Nanette, can you tell us, like, and I know that I have clients of my own, and I deal with people in toxic relationships, narcissistic abuse. And through talking with my own clients that are in a situation where they know this is not good for them, kind of afraid to say, I need out, it's a divorce. Like, haven't quite come to that decision. And probably because they don't know what comes after that. Then if it's bad now while I'm in the relationship, what's going to happen? Because what do I expect when we make that decision to leave? Is that going to get worse? So where would they start with you? So can you kind of fill us in a little bit on that?
absolutely. And that's like my favorite question. This is not a realm, first of all, that I ever thought I would be in. Never in a million years. But thankfully, I found my purpose, and I really get excited when I can help women. I'm not excited for the situation they're in. I just want to help them, and preparation is key. So if a woman is, I'm going to preface this with, a woman on average thinks about divorce, contemplates it for 2 years on average. So
Use that for sure.
yeah, oh,
You
I
don't
did
just
it.
wake up one morning and go, okay, well, I think today's it. Yeah.
It's
No.
a it's a slow process. You kind of push that thought out of your head for a long time. But when I want them to reach out to me is at that time.
Interesting.
When I want someone to reach out to me who is thinking about it, I don't know what to do, because one of my mottos is divorce is an emotional journey, not just a legal battle. And the emotions start way before the legal battle.
Right.
So for a woman who is contemplating, that's when you want to talk to a coach. That's when I want to talk to the client, because I want to make sure she is now going to set herself up properly financially. The lawyer will take care of all the documents. The lawyer will take care of all that needs to be done legally. But a woman has got to be aware of her finances, because let's face it, that's what moves us forward through life. Everyone wants to be financially secure and comfortable. And so, and it's not a quick process. You can't just go, oh, right, here's the expenses and this is what I need, and okay, let's move forward. It's a very methodical, actually.
Right.
It's really when I want a woman to reach out to me, like, I'm emotionally, because chances are they're emotionally unstable. I know I was. Truly, you're living in a fog, you're not sure, because you've got life going on. Life never stops rolling.
For sure.
You have this little tornado brewing over here, and once you're caught in it and you don't have the right tools to take yourself through it, it's really mind-boggling. I don't know whether
It is. And I know that, yeah, I've been there, and get into that tornado, as you say, and it's spinning, and there's no door that says, okay, time to come out now, which we kind of need. And I'm going to assume kind of you're that door that says, come on out, I've got you. You can step off of this for a bit. For those that are listening, I'm sure that there are some coming in because, even today there are relationships where the man will control the finances. And I've seen it in my own practice where they want the help, but I can't get the help because he has all the money and I can't get the money to pay you for your services. So can they ask you about that? And
Absolutely. I actually offer financing. I want to work with them because I understand that. I can remember handing over the only credit card that I had in my name that my ex-husband didn't have access to was my Target Visa. That was it. That's what I put my retainer on. And it just, I look back on it and I laugh, but I was nervous. I was scared. So yeah, those are things that we can work through for
okay.
sure. There's always, payment plans. The other thing is when I send an invoice, it doesn't say Nanette divorce coaching.
Yeah.
It's live life now. It's life coaching. It's not, I figured that out right out of the gate. Like, I don't want people to have a paper trail because yeah, you do have to watch your paper trail.
Yeah.
Because, and as you said, Janine, so many women are not in control of their finances. And I always tell them to, like, don't be hard on yourself because it's so common. You're in a relationship. My ex-husband was a breadwinner and I paid the bills and I took care of the kids, and you're in a routine, you're in a flow. And then all of a sudden, this flow has like just completely changed. And but those are the things that you can work out before you even hire an attorney. Like, let's really get you mentally prepared, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Let's get you ready so that when you do have to jump and, get on that roller coaster of the divorce process, you're feeling a little more comfortable. The last client that I just signed up, we had an initial, face to face. It was really cool because I was so used to virtual and we actually got to meet in person.
Oh,
It was very impact. But one of the things that sticks with me when she said to me was, after 1 hour talking, she's like, oh my gosh, I just feel so much more calmer. My anxiety has eased. Is it always, going to feel like that all moving through? No, but just knowing that I could give her that moment of, a little bit of clarity, a little bit of peace of mind, and knowing that she can do this.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to go through anything alone, and you shouldn't, especially this.
No. And you know what you're just kind of making me think about is you can talk to your friends and your friends are supportive and it's good to hear from them. But when you're going through something so, I'll speak of it as of narcissistic abuse, it's mind bending. And you can talk to a friend about it, but they don't always really going to get it. And they're maybe not going to give you what you really need to hear that gives you that little bit of sense of courage to make that next step. It's more of a, yeah, they're there kind of thing from a friend and family because you don't know how to deal with it. And it's not that they're not, great friends and great family, but they're not, they haven't have the knowledge to actually help you to that next step. So when you get someone like yourself that is a professional in that area, because I think it's so important that, do you see me? And I think that's what they really want. Do you see me and what I'm going through?
And
And
not
can
only
you from my friends are here, but can you get me here and kind of
right.
scoop me up, right?
Right. Well, it's not only do you see me, but do you hear me?
Yeah, to
When
understand.
your friends, you need them. Absolutely, you need them.
Absolutely.
And the one thing I've recently wanting to post a video on is be there for them, include them, don't leave them out, don't assume you know what they need.
Yeah.
Ask what they need, but then listen. The other thing is I literally just wrote something about this specifically. Absolutely, you can talk to your families. Absolutely, you can talk to your friends. unless they have actually been through it, their advice is just from the heart. It's not from knowledge. It's not from experience. And you do need that. You need a shoulder to cry on. You need a girlfriend to have a bottle of wine with, or whatever way you want to get through something. But when you can talk to somebody honestly, and they felt that pain, they felt that fear, yeah, there's really no comparison. I mentioned before, I went through my divorce at the same time my best friend was going through the same thing at the same time. I was a little bit further ahead of her by some 6 months. But we laugh now, but we always say, thank God we had each other, because we both had the same emotions, a lot of ugly crying, but also we were the blind leading the blind. I mean, and again, I was like 2 steps ahead of her. So, she'd ask me a few questions, and well, this is what I just did. But again, I was at the head of this ship, and I didn't know how to drive a ship. So being able to, I daily say, if I could have hired a coach, it would have just been life-saving. It's like a life preserver when you're.
And it's not just that you're carrying them, preparing them first, carrying them through. I remember my own divorce many years ago. No coach, no, I really didn't have friends going through that. Most of my friends have not gone through it. It was kind of hard, and I ended up leaving with nothing because it was overwhelming, and it was just to the point where I just thought, I cannot deal with this anymore, especially when you don't have that support. And it was just like, I give up. I now walked away with not even a fork.
Yeah, I hate that
That's
story.
not okay. I know, I do too.
I hate that story. But
Yeah,
that's what we're doing. What we're doing.
yeah,
I don't want, I walked away with more than a fork, but
yeah.
it was more the emotional part of it, and my head hurt some days just from not understanding what's next. So yeah, I get it. And Janine, you are not alone in that.
Yeah.
I've unfortunately coached women who are already like in the process, almost at the end. And I'm like, whoa, put on the brakes, but they are so anxious to just get it over with that they just plow through and finish. And then they're regretful because they didn't end up with what was rightfully theirs, not even asking for more, not even double dipping, just getting what is theirs. Because I divorced a narcissist. This woman was divorcing a narcissist. You've divorced a narcissist, because that's what they do. They play games with your head, and they just make you feel like you're crazy.
Well,
Which is,
and we do that through the whole relationship, really. But when you go through a divorce, it becomes really personal for them. And yeah, they're going to defend it. And it doesn't make sense. As much as some of the things they did in your relationship don't make sense, trust me, when you go through leaving a narcissist, the things and the lies and everything are going to be ramped up even more. And you're even going, what?
yeah,
I
yeah,
cannot, I
right.
cannot even comprehend what's going on. And because and it takes a lot of energy out of us,
Oh,
and we can
great.
have health problems because of it if we're not getting it out and talking to someone and dealing with what's coming up. You can have health problems. You can end up in depression. You can end up like, why is this worth it? Why am I going through this? And actually going to some really dark places.
Mhm.
We want to make sure that that doesn't happen, because you know what? You are worth it. And questioning your own life and shutting down your life for what somebody else is doing and has done, no, that's not okay. And we need to meet you here and make sure that you are okay.
Absolutely, absolutely. I was recently speaking to someone, I can't remember who it was. Doesn't matter. It was more on the business side of things. And he was asking me that same question, like, where are you where do you want your clients to meet you at? And I told him, and he said, yeah, a lot of divorce coaches are wanting to help people at the end of their divorce, the healing process. And don't get me wrong, very, very important. Each stage, there's 3 of them, and they're all important. But start off right at that first stage with support, and then it will almost ease a few things through the second and the third stages. And I don't think any of us do. I think most things we do in life we plan,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot of people that don't plan properly for divorce, and that's society's fault. We've just been trained, oh my God, I'm getting a divorce, I have to hire a lawyer and he'll tell me everything or she'll tell me everything I need to know. There's more to it than that. I call it your posse. You need your posse.
Yeah.
That consists of
Yeah.
a coach, a financial advisor, an attorney. And everyone has their specialty. Everyone wants to help that person at whatever stage that they're at.
Exactly.
And, we both know it's a long, drawn out, painful at times. But when you're working with someone who is really has your best interest in mind, it can be life-changing.
And there's also those, because you have been through it, because you have helped so many, and everybody's story, I'm sure, is very different. Same with my clients, their story is different, but similar, if
They
that
say,
makes any sense.
yep.
But because you've heard so much, you have been through so much, you offer this huge amount of information for these clients that are coming to you that can only see their perspective and what their thoughts are about everything. And there's so much to learn about this, but you can save your clients so much grief, because
Money.
you say, oh yeah, no, I've dealt with that before, I know what this is. You do. And there's that, oh, okay, I feel safe again.
Yes, that, oh, right. You know how I feel. So
Yeah.
here's one of the biggest myths of hiring a divorce coach. It will cost you more money. Nope. I'm going to save you money. So I always say to people, I don't even want to think about how much money I wasted with my emotional side when I was sitting with my attorney. A lot.
Yes.
A lot. And if I knew then what I know now, a lot of things would have been different,
Oh, for sure.
including the healing process.
Mm-hmm.
I've got this rebuilding program. There's 19 rebuilding blocks, and I went through every one of them by myself. We can you can't skip the steps, but it's so much nicer when you have someone who can discuss it with you. Janine,
For
how
sure, because some of them you kind of look at and you go, I don't want to even talk about that. I don't even want to go there. I don't even know how to go there. I don't know how to deal with that step.
right.
And that's
Absolutely.
where a coach helps you through. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just going to keep moving forward, trying to reach those who need to hear us.
Absolutely.
I've come to say I want to bring awareness to the importance of coaching. Divorce, and it's Janine, so many people deal with narcissistic behavior, not just in marriages,
Oh no.
friendships,
Coworkers, family.
families. It's mind-boggling and really sad, actually.
It is.
Really sad.
It is.
So if we can make that change, boy, for people,
Exactly.
me getting up every morning and doing this.
Love doing this. And we've seen the transformation in clients that from where they come when they're starting to, okay, you know what, it's time for you to go, you're good. And they're like, oh my gosh, I really am, and that awakening.
But the other thing too is celebrating the wins with them, big
Yes.
or small. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that when a woman says, oh my gosh, this has happened, I'm like, oh, it just makes my day brighter. It really
It
does.
does. And quite often sitting on the other side is we see that celebration, because those are celebrations, little things that we had gone through. But when you're in it, you kind of just keep going and you forget to celebrate and stop and go, oh, I really actually have come that far. I didn't realize, it's like watching a child grow. You're with them every single day. You don't actually see them grow. And all of a sudden you look at them one day and go, wow,
Where'd that 2 inches come in your
you're not
height?
a baby anymore. When did that happen? And that's kind of the same thing with the personal growth. It just, it happens and happens. And then you kind of go, but yes, 100%, you do need to celebrate.
Great analogy. I'm looking back going, I would celebrate when I ignored my ex-husband's text messages to
I
me
love
that
that. Yeah.
like
Yes.
derailed 2
Yeah.
days. To be able to go, oh, that doesn't bother me anymore. Go away.
That's not me. That's not my side of the road.
Not
Yeah.
something. But those are hard. That's like, it sounds so easy. Oh, just ignore the text message. Oh, sure, easy for you to say. It's not.
No.
So can finally do it.
Yes.
Like running across the finish line sometimes. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I like that analogy too.
Yeah.
Great. So, at the end of this, Nanette, how can those that are thinking about moving in their life in a new direction, how can they get a hold of you? And what do you have coming up for them, maybe?
Well, I've got this rebuilding program that I've just launching. I'm just now promoting it, and it's 10 weeks of rebuilding when your relationship ends. And I actually had to go through the program just so I would know what my clients are going through, going to be doing. And I thought, oh my, if I would have had this, I say it's life changing. And I, again, don't know why I never knew about it. It's been around for a while, but I did not know about it. So
Yeah.
I'm so excited to be able to facilitate these meetings, because truly, it's a game changer.
Perfect.
So
And how can they find about this?
yeah, livelifenowwithpurpose.com. It's the most direct way to find me. Live Life Now with Purpose. And yes, that's the best way. My email's there, and Facebook and all of that.
Perfect.
And how about you, Janine? Everyone needs, I know there's a lot of people that are dealing with toxic relationships and narcissistic behavior, in their,
The traits. Yeah, for sure.
not even just their partner. So how can they find you?
Yes, absolutely. It's real simple. It's just janinefulla.com. That's my website. It'll answer a lot of your questions. You can click on there, book a little bit of time with me. We'll sit and talk about your particular circumstance, and what you're looking for, and get you on the road to recovery for sure.
And we must say that we are both on each other's websites, because we really
Yes.
do work together.
Yes. And if you're feeling like you need a little bit of both, hey, we're going to do what we can to give you a little bit of both. So yeah, whatever it is that you need.
Yeah, and I offer the 30-minute, 45-minute free consultation. I mean, we want to make sure we're the right fit for you, whoever is reaching us.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Awesome. Wonderful to talk to you again, Nanette. Thank you for sharing. Great information. And we'll see you all real soon.
Enjoy the day.
Okay.